Hello, Kian. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Hello, Rust. How you doing? It's going to be an interesting one today. You folks are going to have a better view of the game than I will. Hey, Ash. How you doing? This is an old game. It's a very old game. It's almost as old as I am. Put together based and sprayed some minis. Wicked! That's awesome, Kian. I'm so glad to hear that. Is it a resolution thing? It is indeed, Rust. The game that I'm playing today is from 1996 and is being emulated through DOSBox. The reason the stream is starting so late is because I was desperately trying to get the resolution to play nice with my secondary monitor, and it just won't. So, tiny little window for me, decent view for you. It's going to be interesting. Also, I can't remember any of the controls, but I remember that they were really, really weird. So I've got the README with all of the different keyboard buttons that I'm going to need up on one screen. Just so that I've got that to hand. Yeah, I am very, very sorry about how late we're starting today. It's not good. And I'm leaving it a little bit before I actually start the game. In fact, I'll take us to the talking screen for a little bit. And hope that my camera works. There we go. Hi, everyone. I've misplaced my glasses, so I am without glasses today, which is going to be rough. Do you know if it can run through DX window similar? I don't know, Rust, but I'll be honest with you. I've spent close to 30 minutes close to 45 minutes actually thinking about it, trying to get it to play in the way that I would normally with a game of its age, and it's just not worked at all. So I'll try and make it work later. I've got plenty of time before next weekend to try and make it work, but for now I'm gonna have to suffer. But yeah, the reason I'm taking us to this chatting screen first is because when I boot the game up, it immediately puts you into the cutscene that explains what you're doing. And if you press any buttons during that cutscene, it skips the cutscene and takes you straight into the game. Because why would you want to press any buttons during the cutscene? You know, to pause it and turn the volume down because the music's really loud or something like that. No, you'd never want to do that. 90s game logic is interesting, shall we say. So I'm just gonna chat with you all for a little bit while we wait for people to filter in. And then we'll kick the game off once we've had a little bit of time. And I appreciate that we might not get as many people in today because I've started later than I usually do, which is a shame, but there we go. Hey, Cyborg! Ham, egg and chips. Lovely. Oh, as something to talk about while we're waiting. Look what happened to me today. Next door's French bulldogs decided to pick a fight with Porthos as we were bringing him home from walkies, and they weren't on leads, he was. And when I picked him up to get him out of the way of them, he was freaking out, he wiggled. It shouldn't need to be turned on, Torpor. I've not turned it off. I can see it and click on it. I can't donate to it because it's my challenge. Kian, thank you very much for contributing to the Hooked on You challenge. So it's definitely working. Thank you for confirming it's working, Kian. I don't know why you can't see it, Torpor. That's very strange. Also, hello, I hope you're doing well today. Rust, thank you for contributing to the Hooked on You challenge. Yeah, so I picked him up to get him out of the way, and because they were all over him, he was freaking out and he wiggled, and I ended up getting sort of knocked backwards. And I broke my fall in the way that I've been trained to through martial arts. So I didn't injure my back or anything like that. And I managed to keep Porthos like on top of me like this. So the dogs couldn't quite get to him because that meant trying to clamber over me, and they couldn't do that because they got tiny little legs. And I really badly grazed my elbow. It's really sore, actually. But it could have been a lot worse. I could have done some really bad damage to my back if I hadn't fallen carefully. Because it was... I fell onto concrete. But yeah. So it's been an eventful morning for me. I hope your mornings have been less eventful. Or if they have been eventful, I hope it's been more positive than mine. Yeah. Cyborg, thank you for contributing to the Hooked on You challenge. I don't think I thanked you yet. I'm also a little bit scatterbrained because the heat's really getting to me. And with the amount of faffing I've had to do this morning as well, it's a rough one. So if I end up calling the stream early, I'm sorry. It just depends on what temperature is it right now. It is 24 degrees in my office right now. And it's only set to get warmer. So it was 24 degrees in my office at like 9 p.m. yesterday. Which is why I canned the stream, because it was just getting progressively hotter as the evening went on. It was fucking awful. I'm actually going to put my fan on, so I'm sorry about any background noise. Hey Cypher, how you doing? Welcome on in. Let's go for full speed. And we'll get that to do a little swizzle. Hello, Hans. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? Melting. Yeah, I am also melting. It's fucking awful. Frankly, if it wasn't for the fact that I knew I'd end up on camera at some point during this stream, I would be wearing considerably less right now. Bloody hell. It is awful. For anybody that is being impacted by this heat wave, I feel for you, I really do. It's fucking awful. Got a tub of ice cream in the freezer. Ben & Jerry's too. Nice. I've got half a tub of Ben & Jerry's in the freezer because I ate the other half last night. 26 in my office. Fuck. Nah, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Okay, I think we're in a position where we can probably start the game now. Everybody's here. We'll get a little shout out for our good friend Hans the Dragon. Right. So, some of you will have heard. Haribo, hello sweetheart, how you doing? It says you're watching without sound, so I don't know if you can hear me. But if you can, I hope you're doing well. And if you can't, well, I tried. Oh shit, I've got subtitles, so you can technically tell what I'm doing and what I'm saying. Yeah, that works. Here we go, get a shout out for Harubo as well. Hello, Bread, how you doing? No worries at all. And again, no worries at all. You're a fab streamer, and it's well worth shouting you out for the folks in the community that haven't been able to visit one of your streams yet. Now, okay. Right.
Hello there.
Fingers crossed this works. I'm very, very sorry if the opening cutscene is a bit loud.
Hello there.
I have done everything in my power to make it less offensively noisy, but it's a little bit. Won my election yesterday. I'm now the National Events Officer for the Scottish Young Greens. Oh, congratulations, Brett. That is wonderful news. I am so pleased for you. Fab work. That is wonderful. Okay. Oh, I am very, very nervous about this. Please work. Please don't be too loud. Okay, I'm going to turn that down a tiny little bit. He does look a bit like the guy from Postal, doesn't he? Is that okay volume-wise? Oh, this game. Indeed, this game.
I began to learn the shady history of Nootropolis shortly after my...
Halo Nor, thank you so, so much for the raid. Welcome on in to you and your raiders. I'm sorry there are no subtitles for the opening cutscene.
Something was up with the population. Something unnatural and sinister. My life and theirs were about to change forever.
Bit quiet. Okay.
I'll start right at the beginning.
No worries, Halo.
Spending a little quality time, walking a couple blocks and whistling a particularly annoying tune I had composed. Suddenly, from out of the smog... Whoa! Hi guys. I spent 7 lousy days in a Spartan blue box, basically for being too happy. And on every one of those days, those norm guys piped into my cell what can only be described as elevator music. Normalizing, they call it. Whew. Then, on the last day...
It is indeed Halo. This came out in 1996.
Frustrated? Want to meet some like-minded individuals? Want to do something about the state of the city? Get a job and snoop around Plush Rest. You'll find a group in one of the dumpsters around the back. An empathizer. This was my first contact with people on the same wavelength. Stuff was about to change for the first time in almost 40 years.
So, everyone, welcome to Normality. This is the very first point-and-click adventure game I ever played. Chaos Black Spray, good. I don't have the spray cans, but I do have the, like, the normal one. No, not Normality. Runs. It's okay, we're not the normal ones here.
Get in there. That TV is on 24 hours a day. I'm coming in after you.
I would like to point out that when I played this as a kid, the sound card in my computer was either slightly too good or slightly too bad for me to actually have any of the VA. So I've never heard any of the voice actors in this. No worries, Rocket. I started nearly half an hour late anyway, so all you've missed is the opening cutscene. How are you doing? Welcome on in. And what did you have for lunch? Normalcy is an eldritch creature, like an SCP people assert exists. Yes, exactly. Trash Panda stream! Hello, Grox. How you doing? Right. I need to look at the README that I've got from DOSBox that tells me which buttons do which things. Because it's not a WASD thing. They didn't do that back in the 90s. That was a thing that became, no pun intended, normalised closer to the 2000s. Now I feel young because what the fuck is a sound card? Oh, Bread, you sweet, innocent summer child. Yeah, when I were a lass. Your motherboard didn't do the sound for you. You had to have a separate thing that did that.
Listen to that TV, or you'll get another week in the pen.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's do the thing. I'm trying to do it on the stream screen instead of on the game screen, which is not going to help. So this is how we interact with things. This is our little voodoo doll. So we're going to pick the scissors up.
I'm sure the scissors were never that big.
God, this is so nostalgic for me. I haven't played this in a very long time.
Okay, it's important to be comfy wherever you go.
Okie dokie, Bread. You enjoy your shower. Stay cool, stay hydrated. That goes for all of you. I think I might have caught a cold or something, but apart from that, I'm good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Grox. I hope you feel better soon. The 90s is a wild time. In a number of ways, Ash. Yes. Yes, it is.
I think this would be more useful in the next few minutes. Top-class speakers, these. All right, they're cheap, really.
Yeah, so I've never heard any of the voice actors for this. It is warm. It really is, Haribo. It really is. Oh, this was a thing that I always remembered.
I'd better not. My attention span for activity is fragile enough without tempting fate by sitting.
Okay, so arrow keys.
I wish I could be like him. He's so
strange and terrifying decade. Yeah. Is it any wonder that I'm from the 90s? Strange and terrifying decade. Let's have a look at this.
Do you crave for a plush posterior perch? Are you unhealthily heavy?
Oh gosh, really, Kian?
In our test department, good shifts, lots of sitting, as much food as you can eat, and hear this, you get paid for it. See Mr. Brinkler right away. Remember the Plush Rest motto: if your butt's in a rush, buy the best, buy Plush Rest.
'90s were awesome. They were. But very strange. We pick that flyer up.
Mail to me.
We've got a very dangerous looking leak there. This is definitely a rented place and the landlord's probably an arse. Because that's not safe at all. Just blast some music. This won't get us into trouble at all. Oops.
Oh, too loud! I'm gonna build deluge for my speakers if I ever see them. Great song though. Arny, arny, diddy, arny, well, my car's got no wheels, but I'm still running. Oh.
This game is very strange, and that's part of its charm as far as I'm concerned.
I've trashed them. I blame that Brian Deluge.
Landlord's always in Spain and nothing gets fixed because his mate does all the repairs. Yeah, I actually had a situation like that in one of the places I rented.
No good to anyone now.
I think there's a thing when you try and drink this. Let's have a look.
I think I'm talking to myself. I thought of drinking it once, but I don't
There we
think
go.
that would be a good idea.
That's fair. Okay, so we need to turn the TV on, because otherwise we're going to get in trouble with the guard outside.
Useless thing. Get back on before that Norm outside complains.
Okay, so that should keep the guard from getting angry at us for a little bit. As long as the TV stays on. We'll take this jar of white paint. And this convenient looking nodding bird toy.
It's history.
There's a rat in the washing machine. What am I gonna do?
There's a rat stuck inside.
Seems to be having quite a nice little exercise time there.
This is my fridge.
Rat, yes. Oh boy. One, your freezer needs de-icing.
No way. They're probably alive with creepy crawlies.
Oh, Torpor, thank you very much for contributing to the Hooked on You challenge. There's a kettle
I
there.
don't want this scaly old thing.
Fine, sod you then. We'll take the coffee cup though.
Got it.
Everything that has water in it in this place is dripping. It's really unfortunate. Oh, just gonna put a little content warning out there for emetophobia on this particular cutscene. Folks who don't do well with viscous bodily fluids will want to look away for a moment now.
What's going on in there? Turn that TV back on, mister, and enjoy it.
Fear of vomit, Ash. Look away now if you need to. I mean, it's not particularly graphic, but also, you know, could still upset people. Oh, look at that! The TV has turned itself off. But we just so happen to have a convenient way of channel surfing without being anywhere near the TV.
Yes, this might fool that rookie Norm out on the landing. Pecking bird plus
Thank you,
double
little bird
remote
friend.
equals permanently on TV. Yo, dude.
Now 28 degrees in my fucking hell, Cypher. Keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself cool however you can. And if you need to step away from your computer and your equipment and not watch the stream, do it. Your well-being is way more important than being here for this.
This is just one of the heating
CFAX, yeah.
You can see the apartment below.
That's just upsetting. Yeah, so if anyone that's from that sort of age bracket will recognise what's going on here. Love a bit of teletext, bit of CFAX. Those were the days, eh? Let's see what we've got in the chest of drawers.
Nice cheap furniture made from recycled fruit rinds.
Haven't seen CFAX in years and years. Hello, Cole. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Windows and doors fully open. Good. I think they say to keep your windows open but your curtains shut in this weather, if you aren't already. I mean, I'm a creature of the darkness anyway, so I never open my curtains. Middle sister had a short story of hers posted on teletext. Really, Cypher? That's wicked. Oh, a t-shirt. Let's
Okay, I
pick
have
that
it.
up. This is very much an L-space inventory situation. We can just hold as much stuff as we like. Oh, a little box.
This must come in handy.
I don't think there's a single thing you can pick up in this game that isn't
There's
useful
still a
for
horrible
something.
stench coming up from that hole in the bath. Okay,
Get
I have
nice
it.
and moist for me, won't you?
Thank you, Cypher, for the hydrate. That request goes doubly for
I
all
don't
you
wanna use
lovely
the smelly
folks
thing.
watching at home.
I don't want to use the smelly thing.
Okay, Oh, I thought you could plug it up with something. Plug it up with the
I
cushion.
don't feel tired right now.
Oops. That's a no. Okay, we'll just leave. We'll leave the ominous stink cloud that's coming out of the hole in the bathtub. And we will try to rescue the little rat friend.
Yeah, this is heavy enough to smash the glass.
Ash, thank you very much for the treat for me. Can't be that old, the television doesn't have a wired remote. Indeed. It is, by the standards of some of our viewers here today, absolutely ancient. For me, this is just... This is very much nostalgia. Yes, we now have a rat in a box in our inventory, because would it really be a point-and-click adventure game if we didn't end up with some random animal in our pocket? This is my teens. This is my this is my single digits. I'm afraid, Cypher. I'm sorry to make you feel old there.
I don't want to use the smelly thing.
Nope. Okay, we'll leave the bean splat alone. I am being an old fart. Yes.
There's no point. I can tell you exactly what's under there. About 2 pounds of fluff and some half-it pistachios.
That's gross.
I'd better not. My attention span for activity is fragile enough.
Okay.
Without tempting fate by sitting.
Can we look? Ah, it's the look option
See
that
what's
does it.
down here. Aha! There's some ah! That's done it. I've broken it.
That cutscene, for me, as an impressionable child, left me terrified of the idea of hunting for change down the back of the couch. Because I was like, oh no, what if I break the couch and Mum gets angry at me? Hello, Pudlord, how are you doing? This is Normality. This is the first point-and-click adventure game I ever played as a very tiny young child of no more than about 7 or 8. Where you play the lovely fellow that is represented by this voodoo doll here, as he goes on a little quest to overthrow the fascist government. Is it any wonder I turned out the way I did?
An ad for jobs at Plush Rest.
Okay, so we've done basically everything I think we can do in the
greatest
apartment
fan.
right now. CNC taught me that blowing up churches is always a good thing because they hide money. Oh my god! We love overthrowing fascism. We do indeed, Pudlord. The most true thing ever in video games. Yes. Okay, have I forgotten anything? I have got a guide up for this because, frankly, some of the puzzles are Sierra levels of stupid. And it has been a very long time since I made a crack at playing this game. So I'm just going to check that I've got everything before I leave. Okay, yeah, I've got everything. I've just got one thing in my inventory that I need to read, which is this one.
Frustrated? Want to meet some like-minded individuals? Want to do something about the state of the city? Get a job and snoop around plush rest. You'll find a group in one of the dumpsters around the back. Empathizer.
Really, Rocket, that's... I mean, it kind of makes sense. But also, oof.
It's stiff, but I can manage it. I'll be glad to get out of here.
Oh wow, the
Carefully
echo.
does it.
Like, props to them for trying to make things feel realistic. I mean, obviously, nowadays this is not the best graphical design or sound design for that matter, but 1996 is pretty damn good for 1996, I think. Gremlin did a good job on this, I think. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but
I guess it keeps them warm and out of the rain.
ooh, best of luck, hands. Why are the footprints on the wall? Kicking the wall, innit? Yeah, more than likely. Or trying to, like, run up the wall. I know a lot of kids tried to do weird things like that when I was a kid. I don't know if it's a thing that still happens, or if it was just a thing that happened to my age group. But yeah, trying to run up walls was a thing that kids did. In my area. Let's talk to the friendly face.
Lift down to the street, old man?
Hey, less of the old prefix, please. The name's Di. If I were to take you down, what will you do in return?
You know what I'm gonna do? If I can.
What do you need, Di?
Okay, I can't do it right now. I'm gonna turn the music down as soon as we finish talking to Di.
It must be hard sitting on that cold metal all the time.
Don't worry about that, boy. The only thing that needs warming are my heart and my hands. How about a nice warm beverage?
Okay, what flavor drink do you want?
Coffee, milk, quickly. There's a good boy.
See you a little later, Di.
Sooner rather than later, I hope.
They referenced the Beefcake magazine in Lupin Part 5. Did they? Awesome. Okay. We're just gonna quickly go to the DOSBox settings. The noise that it makes when you select an option to adjust is offensively loud. So brace yourselves. I'm sorry. Right, let's turn that down to there. That should be okay. The annoying thing is I've adjusted the sound settings on this game 5 times in the last 24 hours and it never keeps the settings, so I'm probably going to have to adjust them again next weekend. Hello, Mum. Thank you for the hydrate. You didn't use the command, but as you're my mum, I'm going to let you off.
Get nice and moist.
There we go. That's 2 hydrates then, I suppose. And again, to those watching, please make sure you're also staying hydrated. In fact, use the hydrate commands as an opportunity to hydrate yourselves, as well as making sure that I stay hydrated. Okay, so we need to make Di a milky coffee. In this weather you need it. Yes, exactly, we all do. Supplication for the Dark Lord. Thank you very much for the treat for Porthos, Ash. Oh no, he's awake. There we go. He kind of goes splat in this weather. That's why one of his nicknames is Splat. Because he just goes bleh. Okay. So, there is nothing other than Di and his little tarpaulin that we can look at, I think. Oh, there's a TV.
I guess he watches a lot of TV. Where does he get the power from?
What a good baby. Yeah, he is. He's been a very good boy today. I mean, other than waking me up. Holy pixels, Batman! Hello, Zatheo. How are you doing? Right, there's my window.
If I do, I might send this baby crashing to the ground. No way.
Fair. Let's
Back to Boardsville.
go back to our apartment. I forgot they did this. So instead of like faffing about explaining how the hell you get back onto that ledge and very carefully get yourself back into your flat, they just reverse the cutscene from before. And yeah, that's fine. That works. I am doing quite well. It is very warm though. Oh, I didn't pick up the strange gizmo.
I got it.
Or the
I'm not
coins.
comfortable with the idea. Right. Got him.
Or from the broken couch. That was silly of me. Okay. So, we've already got a coffee cup. And there's a kettle here.
I don't want this scaly old thing.
Um,
I'll just let it boil.
so we'll do that.
It's empty.
Ah, we need to find some coffee. If I were a jar of coffee, where would I hide? Is it in the fridge? Is it in here? Broken washing machine? I don't know who could have possibly broken it. It definitely wasn't us. Warning on the wall says the water is acidic. Yeah, best not to think about it. Corrosive water. So we've got food remnants in there. I don't think we've got any...
This food is months old.
Blah.
Yuck.
He was only in prison for 7 days. So it's been a while since he's had any proper food, it would seem.
Doesn't time pass slowly when you're having fun?
Okay. So we don't have any coffee in the cup. We do have something that looks like milk.
I can't see any use for it at the moment.
But he's not going to do that. Let's try it the other way around.
I can't see any use
No.
for it at the moment. It's empty.
Like we're missing coffee, and I can't figure out where the coffee is. And the guide I've got doesn't suggest that there is any coffee to put in it. Super helpful. Okay. So we hunt. That's fine. Boiler's on. Maybe a little too on, looking at that. Ah,
I'll just pour in this water.
do it the other way around.
Does it?
Nice photo in case you forget your own face, which in fairness, I do sometimes forget. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a cup with water in it, and we're going to make it look like it's got milk in it.
Well, I don't suppose it wouldn't hurt that much. The strong abrasive edge of the coffee will probably mask the chalky aftertaste of the paint.
I want to know where he got the coffee from. Yeah, you have to be very, very specific in your, like, the way that you put items together in this game, which isn't a problem.
stiff, but I can manage it.
Oh, the window was closed again. That's
I'll
fine.
be glad to get out of here.
That cutscene
Carefully
again
does
as
it.
we clamber our way back out.
Don't look down.
Hi, Di. We've got something that resembles coffee for
Here
you.
go, Di. Sorry about the delay.
Hey, thank you, Sonny. I'll have you down in no time. Say, this coffee tastes a little, unique.
Yeah, it has a special secret ingredient left to me by the previous occupiers of my apartment.
Well, that's a secret you might want to let me in on one of these days.
Di,
Yes?
say, do you know what this throbbing, worry thing is?
I don't have a clue, but I feel a bit weird when I'm near it.
Why is every day so gray? The air quality is very poor today.
It's been like this for nearly 30 years, since just before I began my new life in this cradle. I haven't seen the sun for decades. It used to cheer up men, women, cats, dogs, and plants. It all seemed a lot happier back then, before the great shake-up.
Why, son, that gizmo is a penis. Well done, Podlord. So we're gonna talk to Di a little bit so that we can get some context for what's going on around us.
The sun? What is that? I think my mom mentioned it once before she threw me out for cutting class and chilling out all the time.
Didn't you pay attention in modern history classes? The sun is a huge, slow-motion nuclear explosion in space, shedding warmth on the people of our planet.
You say the sun sends warmth? I don't see it anywhere, you old dreamer.
Dreamer? How dare you? It's up there, boy, but it's beyond this big cloud of soot that hangs over the city.
Ah, we're in London. I see.
The Great Shake-Up? I think I remember something about that in modern history classes. But there was something interesting going on outside at the time.
It all happened one sunny day about 30 years ago. The day Saul Nistelux was blown into a million tiny pieces. God bless him. His brother Paul Nistelux bravely filled his shoes, then unveiled his approachable army of Norm troopers. Things have never been the same since.
But the pile of soot has been up there for as long as I can remember.
Another one of life's little mysteries, son.
Paul Nistelux is our leader, right?
Sheesh, kid. Things don't change in this city on a daily basis. He's been leading us for years.
So everyone likes him, right?
They seem
Sure.
No one complains. I just keep myself personal up here.
Why did
That's
you start
fair.
a new life in this cradle?
I'll just say that I wasn't totally impressed with the departure of Saul Nistelux, so I've declared myself a free state.
Why weren't you impressed?
Get out into the city and find out for yourself, boy. Open your eyes and dig some dirt. I might bump into you again soon. You seem the right type.
Bye, Di, you crazy old guy.
Better to be crazy than lazy, boy. I'll say au revoir because I got a feeling I'll see
Oh,
you
that's
again
awesome,
soon.
Grox. Have you had fun with them?
I haven't seen for ages.
And yes, it is Cypher. Little loading screen there. Which took a lot longer when I was a kid. My Windows 95 PC. Can we... Ah, there's a stool there. We climb over. There we go. Stay normal. So if anybody's ever seen John Carpenter's They Live, you'll probably be getting some They Live vibes from this game, and I am positive that is intentional.
This is a heavy security door.
I'm just gonna root through the
I
trash.
have no use for rubbish. There's enough of it in my apartment.
We don't want to route through the other ones. There's a roadblock there.
Disturbance? That's the street below my window.
I am quite disturbing. Okay, so off we go. Have a little walk around. What have we got? We've got a club. We've got a TV shop. Chad rules. Norm power. Oh dear.
Nothing new here. You call that news?
I'm here to chew bubblegum and be weird as fuck. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Exactly, Kian. It's weird how often that line comes up in my daily life. Particularly because I don't really chew bubblegum.
I've never seen this store open. Mañana, mañana.
Meanwhile, here I sit waiting for the Mystery of Mamo game adaptation. Maybe one day, Rocket. Maybe one day. It was nice. Brainstormed a lot with Magos Terra and then drew them up. It was good practice for shadows and stuff. So I used for even better Longfang Rios. Awesome, Grox. Grox's Longfang Rios, for those that haven't seen them, are painfully adorable. They are wonderful. Everywhere's closed. It's always a joy to see the new ones that Grox makes when Longfang is doing a new game.
I don't think this has been collected for weeks.
I am regularly out of bubblegum, indeed, Pudlord. There was actually a point in the early 90s when, I think it was in New York, there was a lot of social unrest and the trash collection stopped for a prolonged period of time. So this doesn't feel that far from the realms of possibility at that point in time. Heck, it doesn't feel that far from the realms of possibility now, unfortunately.
More trash. Ho hum.
I want the fuzzy dice. Can I have the fuzzy dice?
Steal these and use the wheels on their carts. I'll leave it for them.
Aw, he's such a good guy. Deliberately leaving the wheelie bin for the kids to steal so they've got wheels for their carts.
I'm not digging through here.
Okay, fine. No fuzzy dice for me. I'm only a little disappointed. Also, just want to point out, if we look at like these posts here, you can tell that they're not actual 3D. This is using the same sort of eye trickery as games like Doom did. And I kind of adore that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with modern games, but I do love the inventiveness. Hello, Soup! How are you doing? Welcome on in. I love the inventiveness of early game development because they didn't have the resources that we have nowadays to make things look realistic or three-dimensional or anything like that. So they had to work within very strict boundaries of what the technology could handle, what people's computers could handle. And we've seen in past streams what happens when the technology that the developers have outpaces the technology that people at home have. With Grim Fandango, which has game-breaking bugs in its engine dependent on at what point in time your graphics card was made.
These lead into the park.
So something like this that is groundbreaking for its time, to be so simplistically put together, for want of a better description, is very, very impressive to me. In multiplayer Doom, you couldn't jump over the other player until someone modded it. Yeah. Very warm, slightly stressed because I had to go food shopping and I'm bouncing between here and my friend's house due to pet sitting duties. Ah, gosh, yes, that does sound quite stressful. I hope the pet sitting is going okay. And, yeah, it's warm for everyone at the moment. Please do stay hydrated. Keep yourself cool and refreshed and safe, just like you are doing for your friends' animals. Pretty please. Yeah, it's fab. And there are things in here that are 3D, like the cutscenes are 3D renders. And they're not bad. I don't think we can get... Yeah. Yeah, so we can't go that way.
I remember this club being open until our glorious leader closed it after a week.
Closed due to risk of excitement. So, no clubs, no parks, no fun. Isn't this a delightful world? For anybody that didn't realise, that was sarcasm. There is nothing delightful about it.
These lead into the park. Somebody told me there's an old power substation in there.
Okay. That explains the noise. So it's 2020, the game, then? A little bit.
Maybe now's a good time to look at the map.
Ah, right, I need a different button for that. Give me a second, folks, while I find out which button it is I need. Where do we keep the map on this thing? Ah, good. They did map things sensibly, no pun intended.
Maybe now's a good time to look at the map.
There we go. Okay, so our apartment's here. I really like the idea behind this map as well. Like, you don't often see maps like this in games. It's not particularly easy to find where you're supposed to be going or where you can go. But it's a clever idea for a map of a city. So the way they do it is, if I'd looked at this map when I was just in my apartment, the only thing that would be lit up would be the apartment. Because we've been to the street is also lit up. Plush Rest is where we've got to go. We know we've got to go there, so that's lit up so that we know we can travel to it. But yeah, as places become available to you throughout the game, and as you visit new places, they light up on the map so you can see where you've been. It's quite a neat idea, I think. A little loading screen there, hidden behind a little transition to a new area. Very nice. Gives me slight Tim Burton vibes. I like. Yeah, it is. It's kind of Tim Burton but industrial. Because a lot of Tim Burton stuff is very focused on sort of suburban designs and more natural designs. He's got a lot of those kind of spiral aesthetics, things like that. And he likes his bugs and his sort of weird creatures. But yeah, it's a little bit like Tim Burton meets Silent Hill, I guess. And trees, loves his trees. He does really love his trees. A lot of Burton's inspiration when it comes to the kind of design themes that you see throughout his stuff comes from watching a lot of stop motion animation as a child, a lot of Ray Harryhausen stuff, when he was living in the very suburban Burbank, California, with his grandmother. Which is why all the houses in Edward Scissorhands are those like brightly coloured pastel box type houses, because that's what Burbank looks like. I think Tim Burton's Gotham City vibes. Oh, yes, I can get behind that. And to be fair, Tim Burton's Gotham City vibes have become basically Gotham City vibes. When you think Batman and Gotham City, you think that sort of very gothic architecture. You think Danny Elfman's theme tune, and all that kind of stuff. It's really what Burton and Elfman did with Batman for the movies has really had an impact on the way Batman has evolved going forwards. Very interesting stuff. Behind the scenes called it Dark Deco. Oh yes, that's a beautiful definition for it. I love it. Neo-Gothic Art Deco sort of vibe. Yes. Lo-fi Gotham City vibes, bat signal in the background, ASMR. Yes, I'm down with that, Kian.
There are more doors in this place than bricks.
I don't think that's possible, but I see your point.
I wonder if I can get in through here.
Okay, so we've got a few doors to go through. We're not actually going to go through any of them yet. We're going to go around the back of the building and make sure there's nothing for us to pick up. Because this is a point-and-click adventure game and there's always things to pick up. Like a rusty cog.
Got it.
I mean, I don't know what we'll ever need it for, but...
Toxic storage? Is this where they dump all the old elevator Muzak records?
Probably.
No thanks. I could drag it a little way, but probably no further than I can see.
But he's gonna try. Oh. Hey! Clumsy bugger.
Yeah, those people must be crazy. Falling in that chemical soup can't be good for the complexion. Gallons of yellow paint. Agreeable color, but there isn't much around the city.
We don't have anything we can pick up paint with, and that's going to be way too heavy for him to lift, considering how well he did with what I think was a fire extinguisher. I really like the Batman's approach to it, where it's timeless but pushing it towards the present. Like Gotham's Times Square is like Dark Deco, but with too many billboards layered on top, with rain-slicked cobbled streets. Yeah, exactly, Pudlord. I think the Batman did a really, really good job of doing a Batman detective movie, neon signs and billboards, and bringing it into sort of the modern day, as it were. Like, there are plenty of cities that are still very much steeped in their traditional architecture, but they've still got those modern elements about them. And it was nice to see that done in the Batman, I think. For those that haven't seen the Batman yet, I do recommend it. It was a very, very good film. It's quite long, so make sure that you've got the time to sit down and properly enjoy it. But yeah, it's well worth a watch if you're a Bat fan. Particularly if you enjoyed like the Telltale Batman point and clicks that we played on stream not so long ago. I think you'd probably really enjoy the film. Porthos keeps like coming over and whining at my chair, so I think he might want to go outside. So I'm going to pause this for a little minute. Just going to let him out, make sure he's got plenty of water, because our pets need hydration in this weather too. Now is a really, really good time. Oh, before that, I'll just say, hello, Destroyer. How are you? Welcome on in. Let's get you a little shout out.
Destroyer_ has been a sub for 27 months. Very naughty. Good afternoon, peeps less than 3.
And thank you so, so much, Destroyer, for being subscribed for 27 months. That is more than 2 years. How has the time gone that quickly? Right, I'm going to pop us into BRB. Now is a great time for you all to refresh your drinks, have a little stretch, make sure that you get some fresh air, and just look after yourself in this absolutely fucking horrendous weather, okay? And I will be back with you as soon as I can. I'm back. Hello, everyone. And here we are.
Well, I'm not a salesman, so I guess I don't need an appointment.
It won't let me look at that sign. Okay. Let's go through the front door. Oh, let's have a look at this popper. And yes, Soup, I absolutely adore The Batman, the TV show. It's great. And it's a shame that it did get such a bum rap, as you put it. Because I appreciate people were a bit put off by the art style in comparison to the animated series, but it's such a good show. It's so well put together. Thank you, Rocket. Master Rank Rajang hunted. And what a relief that is. Bugger hits hard and is even faster now. Well done, Hans. Congratulations as well. Oh, the pupper is adorable. Look at that beautiful boy. That's boy as in B-O-I for the record. Oh, what a beautiful doggo. And that actually ruined my subtitles for a second there, so sorry about that. You just got like dog paws in the corner of the screen, didn't you? That was unfortunate. Oh well. Who doesn't love doggo feats? The Batman 2000 was one of my first intros to animated Batman. Really, Pudlord? So I'm guessing you quite like it as well. Name is Chester and he likes to hug. Oh, well, next time you give Chester a hug, please give Chester a hug from me as well. Because he is beautiful. Right, where were we? This hallway always felt pointlessly long to me. I don't know if it's just me. It's him hugging me, if I wanted to or not. Oh, bless you. You know what? I dropped that, just thought I dropped that fire extinguisher and didn't do anything else with it after I dropped it and probably should have done. I'm going to quickly pop back outside and make sure that I've not missed something important there. Because, like, there's no point in creating a cutscene for something if it's not of use. In a game like this, you have to use your resources carefully and wisely. So doing a little cutscene that is just for a throwaway thing, quite literally considering what happened, doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, it's a torch.
I don't have anything to light the gas with.
Oh.
No way! I almost lost a finger and 2 kneecaps the last time I tried that. It goes no further or I quit.
Fair enough. Hmm. Okay. Maybe we need to do something with it later. It was worth checking, though. Better safe than sorry. Hello, Steggy. How are you doing? Managed to catch one of the elusive raccoon streams. Ah, yes, you have. I have been a little bit elusive lately. A combination of moving house, well, preparing to move house, I should say, and the weather has made it very, very difficult for me to keep on top of my stream schedule. And I am sorry for that.
That's a boring chair. Must be an early prototype.
Let's talk to the receptionist.
Hey, my name's Harry Zontal. I've seen a few ads for a job in the test department here. Seems like the dream ticket I've been waiting for. Could you send Mr. Brinkler to see me, please?
I'm sorry to be, personal, Mr. horizontal, but you seem to be a little on the slim side. I must refuse your
Hey,
application on behalf
Steggy.
of Mr.
No
Brinkler.
need to
Thank you
apologise
for your,
at all,
time
sweetheart.
and interest.
You do what is best for you, and the weirdos that you know on the internet come at the very most second, more likely very far down the list. Okay? You have to look after yourself first and foremost, and we'll be here for you if and when you want us.
Can you read, Ms.? My t-shirt proclaims in large and garish letters the nature of my stature.
I think perhaps you are trying to unsettle me from my precarious perch on the highest twigs of sanity. Your t-shirt bears no message at all. Good
Because
day.
I'm not wearing the t-shirt yet. So the purpose of having the photograph there is if you want to use something with the player character. Kent?
Ah, this should be useful in fooling that silly woman at
So
Plush
I'm
Rest.
now
She
wearing a
seems like to
t-shirt
believe
that says
everything
I
she
am
reads.
fat.
Hi, I'm interested in the job of furniture testing. Could you arrange an interview for me? Mr. Brinkler's the name I've been given.
You look a little, how can I put this, slim. Our testers pride themselves on their corpulence. I'm not sure you would fit in.
T-shirt.
Can you read, Ms.? My t-shirt proclaims in large and garish letters the nature of my stature.
Ah, yes, that will do nicely. One cannot argue with the written word. I am fat. Indeed you are. I'll page Mr. Brinkler right away. Mr. Brinkler, there is an interviewee to see you.
Shall we through, eh?
Please go through to the Plush Rest hospitality niche. Make yourself comfortable. Mr. Brinkler will be along presently.
Haha. Oh, these always wigged me out.
Bizarre. I'm convinced that they rotate to face me, like paintings in a horror movie.
Because they do. They are always watching. Welcome back, Destroyer.
There's no way to open it.
Ah, it's locked. Okay. I don't know about you folks, but I'm having issues hearing stuff over the SFX, so I'm going to turn them down a bit. Unfortunately, one of the big issues with these earlier point-and-click adventure games is that the sound balancing can be pretty
What,
rough.
from here? Get real.
Oops, need to get closer.
Nah, too much to carry around.
Okay. No potted plant for you, apparently.
I don't need flowers right now.
Always need flowers. We got some shrubs and a sofa and a bizarre sculpture. Let's have a look at the bizarre sculpture.
Gosh, I can't believe that I've actually found something interesting. What a
Doesn't help that those busts are 2D
avant-garde
sprites.
sculpture.
Indeed,
Wow. It
Destroyer.
must be interactive. I can see a glowing green button right here on the front. This green button must be the creature's eye. I think the sculpture must be a metaphor for jealousy or something. I guess I pressed the green eye. Well, here goes.
What could possibly go wrong?
I've never seen such an evocative and compelling rendering. The green eye, the boiling rage, it all adds up to one of the most brilliantly observed and executed things I have ever seen.
I'm pretty sure it's 2D Destroyer. This is a 2.5er. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So those statues are awfully flat busts. Yes, they are. See, Destroyer's reaction right there to the, what it turns out is actually a coffee machine. Has rotation sprites.
That's just boiling! Whoa! Ah! Oh no! Ah!
Oh, Mr. Horizontal. I see you've made yourself more than comfortable in our hospitality niche. You certainly know how to make an impact, don't you? I'd like to be the first to congratulate you on getting a job in the prestigious Plush Rest Test Department. I haven't seen such finely honed destructive skills as yours since old Gordon Smasher Hodgson worked here. And he could break things in his sleep, literally. I think you'll fit in here just fine. Follow me, and I'll take you to our cosy little test department. There you can have a look around.
Great!
Right.
Yeah.
Now that we're
Oh,
in
no,
my
more
office,
talking.
Mr. Zontal, what can I tell you?
Well, Mr. Brinkler, sir, I'm glad to...
Please call me Tiddler. Everyone around here does. It helps to create the kind of working family atmosphere you'll come to appreciate. Now, tell me, why did you apply for this job? What have you got to offer us?
Okay, before I start talking with Tiddler, Destroyer's reaction to the coffee machine there is exactly why I love how inventive they were back in the day, as it were. Because there is that point when you're looking at this stuff where you're like, is it 3D? Is it 2D? How have they done that? And then you have the moment as you watch it change sprites for you rotating around a thing where you go, oh my god, no, it is sprites, it's 2D. That is amazing! Because they've done a very, very good job of making things look three-dimensional in a two-dimensional space. It's very, very clever. Why does his hand reach to his crotch? Security? He sounds like Michael Caine. A little bit. I can see it.
How come they call you Tiddler? Are you a bit short on something?
I think it's irony or something like that. Tell you a secret, boy. I've never really understood it myself.
I like to use furniture on a daily basis. I've always been interested in its construction and its, components.
Well, we here at the test department are more interested in its deconstruction, if you get my drift. That's a little joke sort of thing. Don't worry about the components, though.
Why have we no need to worry about the components, Mr. Tiddler?
Well, we have what we call waste engineers employed here, at Paul Nisterlux's own expense, mind you, to make sure that the place is always kept spotless. They don't seem to like anyone messing
Pudlord,
about
thank you for
with
contributing to the Hooked on You challenge.
What exactly are waste engineers?
They're the guys who make sure that none of the stuff we bust is left around for more than a minute. They're a division of the Norm Trooper Army.
Why's that?
Not sure, really. Maybe it's an insurance thing. Splinters and such can be deadly, I understand. Leader Paul makes the orders. We just follow them.
Destroyer, thank you very much for contributing to the Hooked on You challenge. Norm Trooper. Yes. So all of the Flash in this are called norms.
I seem to have broken quite a lot of furniture myself today. I found some strange stuff among the debris. Perhaps that's why they like to get it out of the way quickly.
What kind of stuff did you find?
I discovered a couple of gizmos. I don't know what they do, though. All I can hear is a strange whispering noise when I hold it close to my ear. Here, listen.
Oh, yes. I've got it. Maybe it's a device for making a strange whispering noise. No, hang on. On second thoughts, I feel a little weird when you hold it up close. Maybe it's a relaxation device, son. Ooh, I'm all sort of drained. I ain't never seen one before, and that's...
Hello, Adam. How you doing? Let's get you a shout out. Oh, come on in, Adam. It's lovely to see you.
So they are norms. Something very fishy is going on around here.
No, son. You came here to destruct test furniture. If it's fish you want, try the mint.
Hello there.
I hear they're having a sale at the moment.
Why would Paul, our glorious leader, be interested in a furniture factory?
Oh, I adore Norm, Podlord.
Oh, I don't know.
He's so sweet.
I never really thought about that. All I know is that since the day when his brother died, Paul has been interested in furniture. That's when he took over the company's affairs.
Suspicious.
Thanks for all that.
Go and have a look around, kid. It's a bit quiet today, but I can't go into that. Take as long as you like. Oh, and don't break anything. There's a spot of trouble concerning that particular aspect. Right, I'm off to a meeting.
Judging by all those winking lights, I'd say that there's an alarm on this case. Touch this and die. Charming. It's a weighing machine. The smallest weight is 250 pounds. Nice little radio. The tuning knob's missing, though. It looks like it's opera or nothing. It's using a current receiver plugged into the back. Might be why it sounds terrible.
Okie dokie, Podlord. You enjoy your time in the Lurkers Lounge. And yeah, everybody, make sure you're staying hydrated. I know I've said it a few times this stream, but it is especially important right now. So yeah, make sure you're getting plenty of fluids. And if you, like our good friend Podlord there, need to go and lie down for a little bit, go somewhere cooler, then by all means do. You need to take care of yourself. Regular maintenance of your meat mecha is very important. Let's see if we can steal the radio.
Useless. I might need that current receiver, though.
Okay, fine.
Got it. Strange little thing.
If only my meat mecha wasn't meat. Mood, Ash. I'm still waiting for the day that I can just go like full Ghost in the Shell. I want a Motoko body. That's what I want.
That's Tiddler. Wow.
New Porker.
Featured in New Porker magazine.
That has very different connotations these days, I feel.
Looks like a blueprint for a chair. It says here, our most successful product. Well, I guess
Nice.
everyone needs chairs. It's Tiddler's certificate, showing him to be a member of the Testers Union.
He looks so happy in that picture as well. I don't think there's any such thing as far too much ice cream in this kind of weather destroyer. It's a really nice way to keep yourself cool. And if you've been out in the hot sun all day, it's a nice little treat, a reward for all of that time spent slowly baking to death. And for those that can't have ice cream, there are obviously vegetarian and vegan alternatives. There's low sugar alternatives as well now, which are actually surprisingly nice. And there's always frozen yogurt as well.
This must be Paul Nistelux. Weird looking guy, isn't he?
Hey, no judgment here, Destroyer. I would be in the same boat as you if we had Neapolitan in the house. It would not last.
In case of snack attack, break glass.
Hmm.
It's better not to break it. An alarm is bound to go off.
But I'm hungry. I want a snack attack. All-round good bloke. And the plaque is a melon. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. Let's go exploring. Lots of chocolate and strawberry syrup. Yes. That's the best way. Oh, did I get... I got the... How do I get to page 2? Is there a page 2? Ah, I got the current sender, I didn't get the receiver.
At least it's not playing opera anymore. It's no good without that current receiver.
Oh, okay. I guess that's the receiver and the sender at the same time then. Never mind them. Off we go. Shouldn't that read all-round good bloke? Yes, it should. Grub! Okay, food is that way. That's worth knowing. We need to know where food is at all times. There's a norm over there. We need to be very, very careful. We don't want to get sent back to prison. We don't want the Fash to figure us out. But I think this is where we need to go.
That's the factory floor through there. I can see them making fancy-looking sofas.
Got a battery.
Jeez, this is heavy. I can just manage it.
Can't pick those up. Warning. Unqualified testers not allowed in storage zone. Storage upstairs. Okay. We could talk to the norm, but I don't really want to. Oh god, he really does look Fash. Yeah, they are the Fash Destroyer. This is a dystopian... I think it's actually supposed to be the present. So it's a dystopian future from the 90s. Watch your step. There's a tester testing a hummingbird. There's a testing manual there. Let's pick that up.
It may be useful.
This bed appears to be broken. Somebody got to it before us, clearly. Let's have a read of that manual.
Congratulations! You are now the proud owner of the unique Slumber Swift system.
Me too, Adam. This is actually the first point-and-click adventure game I ever played, so I have a lot of fond memories of this. Dystopian future equals accurate present. Accurate and very upsetting. Well done, Cole. Okay, so a lot of strikes have resulted in increased wages. Don't know if anyone was aware. Really, that's great news. Basil captured, soft friend acquired. Congratulations, Hans. I'm still scared of Basil. Basil's scary. It's the noises it makes. Okay. If we...
It won't work as it is. It needs connecting to something.
Yeah, I was trying to connect it to the wires. Can I connect it to the wires?
It won't work as it is.
No.
It needs connecting.
Can I Connect it to the battery.
If I wire this to this, generate power.
Thank you, Hans. Okay. So we've got a battery with a sender attached to it. Can we...
I'll just leave it here as a potential power source for the bed. I can't do anything except connect something to it. But what?
We just tried that. Okay. What have I missed? I've clearly missed something. Ah. Sound has to be followed up by Mothra. Thank you very much, Grox. We love a bit of Mothra. I'm just looking at my controls list. In the hopes that there is a thing to tell me how I get to the second page of my inventory. Because I thought it'd just be like clicking, but apparently not. Oh, the receiver's there actually, so... Oh, shit. I guess you can't get to the second page, you just have to hope that things are where they need to be. Which is
If I have a
bleak.
power
There we
source,
go.
the bed will work now.
Right, we have a power source. The bed will work now. We should test it. Do not wait till strike is over. Caution, any items left in this area will be disposed of immediately. Lie down if you want action.
It's already in use.
Oh, that's nice. He won't unplug somebody else's bed. Before we do any testing, let's make sure we've not missed anything. So, there's no way he's going to let us pass. We've not been in here, so let's have a quick look around here. You know, it's really, really weird to be using the arrow keys for movement instead of WAS and D. I'm so used to it being WAS and D now.
I assume broken furniture gets put in here.
We could climb around in there, but I don't think he's going to want to. Grinder. Hey, look! An extinguisher. Oh boy, another Norm. Let's just leave. Evil Flesh 2. I wonder what they were aiming for there. Interesting that they've allowed a movie poster when they don't allow entertainment or excitement anymore.
It's Smasher, one of the all-time top testers at the factory. Wow, my hero.
Okay, so we know that one was the shop floor. We've not actually been this way yet. Do not drink. What is it with the water everywhere around here and not being drinkable? Kitchen staff only? Toilet. We should probably go for a toilet break. Especially if we're going to be lying down a lot. We might need to empty ourselves first. Please do not pee on the seat. Yeah, that's fair and reasonable. Hello? Oh, the lookup function is page up and page down. by the way. Clearly a reference to Back to the Future too. Indeed. Like, how many games can you think of nowadays that use page up and page down? Oh boy! He crawls fast. Like, offensively fast. Speedy boy. Let's not think too hard about why there's a belt in the air vent.
This wire is blocking the way.
Sliding through the vents like a snake. He really is, yeah. Puts Link to shame. He's literally faster in the air vents than he is in, like, when he's just walking around. Okay, so this takes us to Tiddler's office. Good to know. And this is just more chicken wire. Okay. I don't think we need to be in Tiddler's office, because we've looked at everything already. But it is right here, so we could just... Oh, it's not right here, is it? I've gotten lost, haven't I? Oh no, there it is. Haha. Why do they never put anything on the top to cover the top? The hacker in System Shock 1 could sprint while prone. Yeah, fair point, Rust. Welcome back from the Lurkers Lounge. Cyborg, how you doing? Have a good lurk? Let's put our view back to the centre of the screen. So we're probably going to be stealing the thing that's in that case at some point soon. Boop. Out we come. No strain, no gain. Not sure that's exactly the message I'd like to see in a bathroom. What a shitty joke, indeed. Well done, Cyborg. Well done. What's that written in? Best not to think about it, Ash. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Oh, look at the breakfast frowny faces on the wallpaper. That's unfortunate. Now the real question is, did they put the wallpaper in upside down? Or not? Today's specials. Food. Yep. Well, we deserved that. The only thing you get from straining is hemorrhoids, indeed. Clost. This is another artifact of when the game was made. There are ashtrays with cigarettes in them. Inside. Join us, brothers. Strike. Lard for life.
What a great advertisement for lard. Such a cool food. Much better and greasier than food.
You enjoy your time in the Lurkers Lounge, Cypher? I miss the days of indoor smoking. I'll be honest, I don't, but I'm asthmatic, so I would say that. Like, I have nothing against folks who smoke, and if I'm in a smoker's home, I'm not going to have a go at them for smoking in their own damn home. But that's a pair of pants pinned to a corkboard. Okay. Okay then. Tubby. Remember the smoking section and the barking McDonald's. That's Mr. Greedy, isn't it?
It's Mr. Greedy, the test department's mascot.
Fabulous. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure folks are getting that vibe, Gremlin Interactive, I'm pretty sure, are a UK-based company, or were a UK-based company. I don't think they exist anymore. But there's been a couple of things so far that have been very, very UK. I'm actually just going to quickly check that. Because I think they were from, like, Nottingham or somewhere like that. Or Sheffield? Sheffield! It was Sheffield, was it? Trying to think what else they did. Oh, they did Realms of the Haunting as well. Realms of the Haunting was a very interesting little DOS game. Team 17 is Nottingham based. Team 17 are fucking fantastic. I've talked with a few of their staff. They were the publisher behind Narita Boy, and they are lovely, lovely beans. Every single one of them I've spoke to has been absolutely fabulous.
Hello there.
Didn't Ross's Game Dungeon cover that game? Yes! Ross did indeed cover Realms of the Haunting. That was one of the first horror games I ever played. My grandma had it. She found it in a shop and thought I'd like it. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. Team 17 are based in Wakefield.
I'm not touching them. I don't know where they've been. Well,
Gremlin created Zool.
and that's why I'm not going
Yes,
near them.
that makes sense. Yeah, Gremlin have a couple of things to their name that were
Strange.
pretty good.
This postcard is back to front.
Hello,
Wonder if
Buff.
it's valuable.
How are you?
Rarity value and all
Doing
that.
good. Watching Better Call Saul. Are you enjoying it? I still haven't watched Better Call Saul. I really want to. I never get round to it. Postcard is back to front. Oh.
Wish you were here.
On season 2. Awesome.
I don't have a use for it.
Oh, okay. I was hoping we could pick it up and turn it round to see what was on the other side of it. Join our strike. I'm just casually ignoring the guy in the middle of the room. And that man's
I
leg.
might need it.
Aw, I like Kent. Like, he never steals anything that might be useful for somebody else or important to somebody else. He only takes things that nobody's gonna miss. It's like the most wholesome freedom fighter in the world. We like Kent.
How's
Okay,
it going?
let's talk to the strange fella.
Oh, not too well, my well-upholstered friend. We're all on strike, hence the relative quiet around this department. No one is going to break anything, especially the picket line we plan to set up after the meeting that's going on now.
What are you on strike for?
They plan to replace us with machines. Apparently they have something to hide. Something to do with a gadget one of our guys found in a chair.
What sort of gadget?
A timing gadget or something. Collected information relating to how long people sat
Glad
on
to
their
see we still have
phones
unions in
for.
the future.
They reckon
Yes.
it's sensitive, so they're gonna replace us all with more precise droids.
The CEO lives north of Nottingham. Really, Destroyer? Wicked.
How come they want a new tester if they're going to replace everyone with droids?
Well,
Comes
it
from
sounded
Hucknall.
like it
Nice.
happened, wasn't it? We've been a body short for some time.
So there's no debris around the place. No one's breaking anything.
Nope. The only debris is that in Tiddler's office. He's real proud of that.
Well, you know what that means.
I'll be on my way then. Cheer up. It might never happen.
Actually, I think it already is.
So there. I don't know if we can steal anything from any of the lockers. Probably not. Maybe the one that's got the arrow pointing to it. This one?
These seem to be padlocked or jammed shut. Maybe one of them will open. These seem to be padlocked or jammed shut. Maybe one of them will open.
So, do I just have to try each and every one of them until one of them opens?
These seem to be padlocked or jammed
No, he just says the
shut.
same thing every time.
Maybe one of them will open.
This one?
This one
Oh, no.
opens.
There we go. We just had to brute force it. Okay, can I pick the books up?
Got him.
Hey, books. Have you tried violence? Kent doesn't seem to be particularly violent. He seems fairly placid. I'm okay with that. We've all got to find our own way to fight the good fight. Back up into the air vents. Time to have a little wiggle. I still can't stop thinking of Guy Fieri Wookiee. That's fair. That's fair. This way, I think it was. Yes, it was. So we're gonna...
Not until I climb down.
Okay. Can we climb down? Doesn't let me climb down. Can I? Ah, there we go. Yoink! Just stealing some debris. Did we just extendo our arm? Yes, yes we did. I'm beginning to think that Kent doesn't have any actual bones. He is the personification of a no-bones day.
This is about Elizabethan costume. I don't have time to read it.
Oh, okay then. Ah! Now we have a page 2. We actually have a page 2 now. A Firestarter book.
What a strange title.
I want to read it. Let me read it.
I don't have time to read it.
Boo! And then we've got the cog. Okay. So nothing to do right now, I don't think. Actually, what's...
The famous remains of some furniture. Don't see what the fuss is all about.
Okay, well, we've stolen Tiddler's favourite piece of broken furniture. I'm sure it'll come in handy eventually. In fact, no, we have to actually open the door first. We can't just go through it. Silly me. We've got unfettered access to the testing area. As I navigate my way up the stairs with the arrow keys. Oops, we broke it. I kind of want to loot him. But I don't think that's going to work. This'll probably be the guy that was over by the grinders in the waste disposal area. Which means that we're now safe to fuck about as much as we like over there. Let's have a look. Yep, he's gone. And we have access to the control panel. Oh, there's a book here.
I don't actually want it.
Let's just read it then.
Control device. Aim at the base of the nonconformist. Ensure that lever A does not intersect its dangle angle with the potential arc of rod C. Press all buttons labeled blue.
Dangle angle is an absolutely amazing phrase, and I hope I never hear it again. Oh, Destroyer, I have been there. Make sure you keep the cup clean and covered. Oh dear. I hope it's not too bad.
Press the 3 buttons at the bottom while I throw the 2 yellow levers at the top.
Way ahead of you. I figured you would be, but it would be remiss of me not to say anything. Actually, I want to try and do something with the extinguisher first. Where's my belt gone? There. Yeah, that'll do. That'll work, probably.
Yes!
That's
Tying
fine.
this around here will keep those 3 buttons depressed. Cool!
Okay. Okay then. This should be fine. Probably. Just making a mess. That's a smart plan, Destroyer.
Yeah, I can lift it now.
Yay! Now it's empty and useless. I can lift it. Oh no, we made a mess. Kent has extinguished all over the wall. That's awkward.
Cool! Those lethal saw blades have stopped now.
Finally, someone who doesn't say you shouldn't use superglue on cuts. That's what it was used for originally, so why would I say that? I mean... Yeah, exactly, Cyborg. And it's cheaper than plasters, especially if you're a hobbyist, because, you know, you've already got the superglue. Yes, Ash. It was field medicine. During the Second World War? First World War? I can never remember which one. I think it's the second. But it was used for quick sealing of wounds during the war as part of field medicine. Its use for... Thank you, Hans. I knew somebody in chat would know which one it was. Yeah. Its use for uncovering fingerprints on documents and things like that was accidental as well. So for those that don't know, when a forensic scientist is attempting to obtain fingerprints from a piece of paper or something of a similar sort of fragile nature, where you can't just like dust a load of powder over it, without damaging the evidence. They will usually put it into what's known as a superglue chamber or a glue chamber, and glue vapor is slowly sprayed onto the item to help lift out the oils from your fingerprints, or from the fingerprints, I should say, to allow them to take an image of the fingerprints rather than actually lifting the prints off of whatever it is, because the material is too porous for you to be able to lift the prints off. And so the story goes, that particular technique was discovered when an investigator many moons ago was trying to figure out what to do, and had left some super glue and a piece of evidence by a window, and the heat from the window had caused the super glue vapors to attach themselves to the oils in the fingerprints on the document. Or whatever it was. But it is really neat. Superglue has many, many uses, and these days very few of them are actually the thing it was originally made for. Okay, so if we go through here, maybe. This couldn't possibly get us killed. Whee! Freedom!
Are you? Hold it right there, Norm Spy. There are 50 trained revolutionaries pointing their guns at your head right now. How did you find this place, you soulless pussbag?
I'm not a Norm, honest.
Prove it, boring boy.
I've been to the Blue Pens, imprisoned by the Norms.
I expect you were just there doing your job. Torturing people, displaying any will of their own. You are total scum. Don't lie to me. One false word and my guys will ventilate your head.
I hate the Norms. They locked me up for just whistling a cool tune in the street. It was a Brian Deluge track.
Brian is a wanted man. How do I know that you haven't come after him? How did you find this place?
I was told about this place a couple of times. It seemed my destiny to end up here.
Who told you
I
about
think
this
he's
place?
stretching it
I
a
want
little
names.
bit there.
I want evidence. Tell me now or cash your chips in.
I was in the maximum security Blue Pens. The normal ones are full. Apparently, it's high season for different behavior at the moment.
I have heard of the Blue Pens place. There are many conflicting opinions about them. A lot of speculation as to what Paul is keeping there. Some say that he hides a great secret there.
Well, whatever he holds there, the people seem very nice. I didn't meet any of them, but one of them gave me a note telling me to come here.
Let me see it. So, it might be true.
Well, I met a crazy window cleaner by the name of Di. He told me that furniture testing can lead to greater things. He said that there were probably a lot of nice people at the furniture
Appears we
factory
may be
if I
confused
were to
by the
fall
use
into
of
the right
language.
circle.
Indeed.
You met Ty. He is one of the founder members of our group. If he liked you, I suppose I should.
What? What is true?
I will tell you if you prove your worth to our cause. You must
If you
perform
answer me
two
these
subversive
questions
tasks which will help me
3.
with my research, ultimately leading to revolution.
Yay, revolution. We like revolution. Revolution's fun. Think I'll just be off. No, let's not do
I
that.
accept the challenge. Tell me what the tasks are, and I'll do anything to show my hatred of
1942.
Paul and his Norm army. Especially something, did you say
Well then,
subversive?
Hans.
I said subversive, you fool. 1. I want you to broadcast a video of Brian Deluge on national TV. Here's the video. 2. I want you to paint the cubic sculpture at the Mint Mall a lovely yellow.
Could you write that down? Then when I've done the tasks, will you tell me what you believe the note is about?
Okay.
You were on your own all along. That's cheating.
Yes, you can't be too careful when you're on the wrong side of the law in this town. I think I trust you now. Go, perform your duty.
So what do I do? Aren't you going to give me a special gun or something? A magic sword at least?
You're on your own. Sorry, what is your name?
Kent.
I'm sorry, Kent. I can't supply weapons. We are a pacifist group. You're on your own now. I can only give you one thing, a code phrase. There's a sympathizer at the mall. To get help, just say, if I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together.
You and
Wow.
I together? Sheesh.
Cheesy. Very cheesy. I wanted to have a look at that space hopper that was just hopping by itself. Like, what's that all about? I just tried to use WASD and was wondering why it wasn't working. Because of course it wasn't working. So, little bit of honesty for you folks now. I never got much further than this in this game when I was younger, because every time I got to the grinder section, the game would crash and my save would be corrupted. Ah, yeah, that makes sense, Grox. Okay. Map time. There we go. We can go to the Mint Mall now.
If I wait here, a bus will be along shortly. I hope.
I have said that about buses a few times.
You always find these lying around. Who's supposed to gather them up?
I think that's probably an indicator that this was made in England. The fact that that's listed as a trolley and not a shopping cart.
Hello?
Hello, young man. Can I interest you in some of the greatest matches the world has ever seen?
I'm a little low on cash at the moment.
Well, that's just fine, son. I don't accept cash anyhow. I only deal in collectibles.
Like what? Stamps? Paperweights? Coins? No, obviously not coins.
You seem to be an intelligent gent. Go find me a nice novel I can immerse myself in.
I also like the fact that, now that I'm getting to hear the voice acting, they've just got the most random selection of different English accents for all of the sort of bit parts.
Nice dog. Is he a pedigree?
He certainly is, friend. He's most definitely all dog. Name's Deefer.
If you close your eyes, this is just a Wallace and Gromit film.
Only time he'll
Yeah,
bark
at the
is
minute
when
it
he's
is.
other dogs. He does it loud though, because of that bullhorn I got slung under his belly. Guaranteed to scare the waste products out of anybody.
Really? Is it that loud? I'd love to hear him.
I'd show you, but there aren't any other hounds around. He needs other dogs to get his mean streak going.
Is it a mean streak a mile wide?
Wider, wider, wider. This here dog's got me banned from more places than I've forgotten about. Here's one bark and shazam! He transforms into a maniac mongrel. He wants bit of stick clean through.
Books you want? But you're, how can I put this tactfully? You're as blind as an egg.
First impressions aren't always what they seem to be, my good friend. In fact, sometimes they're the total opposite of what they appear.
So what you're trying to say is that you can see.
Well, you're as fast as lightning, aren't you? I can see all right, but I can't see colours. Red, ha. Blue, means the total sum of zero to me. I see the world in arty-farty black and white.
Well then.
What kind of novel do you want?
Well, that would be telling. I like prose, rich, flowing prose, English stuff. Stuff with brocade and crinoline in it.
Stuff like Shakespeare, perhaps?
Can't say
I
I've
have
heard of the
never
boy,
heard
but
it said
is
that
he one
way.
of those new wave authors? One of those guys who don't know how to write proper?
Not exactly. Bye now.
Goodbye, young man.
Fabulous. Okay, so we've got this costume book. Let's see if they
Is this
want
book
that.
to your taste?
Well, bless my soul. I'll have this one and no mistake.
There's just a small question of the matches.
Oh, sorry. Here, reckon I'd forget my own name if I hadn't already.
Yeah,
Oof,
right.
that's a mood.
Thanks for the matches.
Can I... If I do this, will it pet the dog? Let's
I'm
find
not
out.
going near him.
Aww. Worst game ever, you can't pet the dog. Oh, I just had a thought. If we go... Oh, TV station, so we can go there to broadcast the video. But we're gonna go back to the factory and get some yellow paint. Because no, still not W. It's the up arrow. There we go. I have had an idea on how we can... hold the paint.
Hey, that's cool. This thing has its own auto-siphon facility. Should be filled up in no time.
So now we should have a paint sprayer. Ta-da! Oh, why am I doing that when I can just fast travel with the map? Off to the mall. Last day after a week's holiday. Oh, heck, Soup. I hope it's going okay. It's always rough when you come back from a holiday. You end up finding you need a holiday from your holiday.
It just doesn't want to open.
Okay. This is not looking particularly cheerful.
Locked.
Looks a lot like a big part of our city centre, actually. Okay, so we've got the Fash here.
Citizen, may I ask where you located that extinguisher? It's Norm Equipment, serial number FO92.
I sort of found it, sir, in a bush. Sort of.
Thank you, citizen, for putting that extinguisher down.
What? What are you going to do?
I'm afraid, citizen, that I am going to have to comply with Citizen Directive Nick 808 and ask you to hand it over. Otherwise, I'll have to use my forceful voice. I came top in forcefulness at the academy.
Thank you
Oh,
for
boy.
showing concern, Mr. Norm. I could have swallowed that and choked. The city is a safer place with guys like you standing around in it all day.
All in a day's work, citizen.
Thanks.
Okay. Oh, I've actually got a...
So,
Okay.
Norm, sir, do you know how to discharge that extinguisher you've just confiscated?
That is sensitive information, citizen. I am not at
Damn
liberty
it.
to tell you that I
It was
have
worth a
passed
try.
all safety tests and pretend emergency simulations. Nor would I tell you if you asked.
Damn! You guys are always so impenetrable and mysterious. So there's no way that you would tell me what kind of disaster crisis it would take for you to set that off.
No, Rooney.
Definitely
Public
not.
service building fire regulations are a closely guarded secret.
Oh, you bugger, Cypher. I'm sorry to hear that.
Tell you when
Hope you're
and
okay.
how I would react to a combustive incident. Have I given you a badge?
You burned me there, you tough cookie, Norm, sir. I could really warm to you. I don't blame you for not telling me, and I don't want to get you fired even though it's not totally flair. Ha!
Ugh. Damn it, Kent.
Goodbye, Norm, sir.
Stay normal, citizen.
Yes, normal. I am definitely normal and not about to set this waffle statue on fire. Both me and plants are okay. I'm glad to hear it. That's an elevator. We're not going to try for the elevator. Disco La La. Hey, this place is actually open. We're allowed to listen to music?
Hiya, I'm Kent.
I don't know any, Kent.
Sure you do. Heather told me.
Yeah, what did she tell you, man?
Oh yeah, if I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together.
Sure thing. Sounds about right. I'm Brian. What do you want to know, man?
What can you tell me about your subversive group, Bri?
Nothing you need to know right now, Nosy Parker, so just shut up and keep quiet, Kent. You'll know more when you earn the right to know more, know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Fair enough.
I thought you were a great rock megastar. Why are you working in a dump like this? Sorry, no offense.
None taken. This is a cover, Kent, so the norms don't suspect me. I also use it to ship underground music to the people.
Like your stuff? I'd like to hear some.
Later, man. Just do your job now.
Okay, we need to have a look at the top 10 chart.
See you later,
Because
Bri.
I can see a couple of
Bye
references
to
in
you,
there.
Kenty. All right. Ciao.
And I need to see more. Okay, so we've got the Chip Shop Boys, Buns and Toasters, Flashing Pumpkins, Bon Tempe, Bert Sidcup, PJ Barmy, Fleetwood Yak, Dusty Spring Clean, Swoop Noggin Nog, and Ted Swanky. Fabulous.
What this city needs is some decent rock and roll, not this junk.
Hey, you leave the Flashing Pumpkins alone. What have we got over here? Cooking Hell? Hound Garden, I believe that says. Six Pastels. That'll be the Flashing Pumpkins again. Lettuce Rock. Bernard Eats. Total Clap. Fabulous. 20 Grinder Greats. Chip Shop Boys. Yeah, Chip Shop Boys is a great one. That should be clear enough for me to read it now. Alright, my loves, by Lucky Jack. And I think that one over there is just Cooking Hell, isn't it? Yep. Cooking Hell. And that one is Hound Garden. Hang on a minute. We need to get a closer look at that. There we go. Look at those poppers. I wonder, can we pick that up?
I don't want them.
I do. 20 Grinder Greats has different connotations these days. It does indeed. It does indeed. A lot of things that have been said in this game have different connotations now. It's amazing how language and popular culture have evolved and made so much of this just a bit... Oh boy. Are you normal? That looks like Danny Elfman. But like a caricature of Danny Elfman. Lucky Jack looks like Bruce Forsyth. I think that was the intention. Lift Classics. The Heebie-Jeebies. Okay, that's my favourite one. Fabulous. The Gits. We go in here? We can.
I'm not into boring paperwork.
Bob.
I thought phones were outlawed by Paul Nistelux.
Interesting.
A record of every track by every group in the city.
Nice. Okay. We'll come back here later after we've committed arson. Hang on a minute. I need to adjust myself. I'm sitting really funny and it's hurting my back. This is the one problem with having to use my keyboard the way I am. I can't sit comfortably and use my keyboard and mouse at the same time because I'm using the wrong side of my keyboard for it to be comfortable.
Get nice and moist for me, won't you?
Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Cyborg. The same goes for everyone in chat. Please make sure you're staying hydrated. Okay then. Oh. I'm just going to adjust the microphone as well, so I'm sorry if you hear any weird noises for a second. But I'm sitting up a bit straighter, so I need to adjust the microphone. There we go. I'm actually going to try and sit straight for a little bit and see if that helps with my back and shoulders while I'm doing this. Thrifty 50, a 50-cent store.
I should pay for it, really, but I can't at the moment.
Oh,
Well, they're supposed to yap when I clap, but they don't. Perhaps they're a little hard of hearing. Maybe I should amplify it. Hello, miss. Do you enjoy working in here?
You do stuff like that and it'll stunt your growth. Uncle Jeb was only 32 centimeters tall at the age of 30.
Are you listening to me?
This here's the towaway zone. Pack up your bait box and hightail it.
You're as bad as a marble.
Oh dear.
You're no hope whatsoever. Goodbye.
These boots are made for walking.
Indeed.
I'm going to try and give her the puppy.
They're supposed to yap when I clap, but
Nope.
they don't. Perhaps they're a little hard of hearing.
Frank in the box. Hello, Frank in the box. That's fab.
Ah! Ugh, that thing's scary.
I think it's fab. I kind of want these as well. Like, there's a few things in this shop that I feel like we are probably gonna... Dracula puppet! That's amazing.
This is really cool. Real scary.
I'm at nearly 3 pints of water so far today. No wrong with that. Hoodoo, you do voodoo kid. Rugged Ron. Does he need to pee? Totem pole. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got an alien, a birdman, and Postman Pat.
A cheap imitation made from fiberglass.
Rugged Ron is 100% one of the developers' faces. Yeah, more than likely. Oopsie.
I think not. I don't like your sort in my mall.
Oops. Oopsie. I didn't even get to keep the puppy. Friend of Paul. Can I come back in? Or is he going to kick me out again? No, I can come back in. Good, I've not ruined the game for myself.
Hello there.
Hello, Ray. How are you doing?
I can just reach it.
Okay, so we've got a screwdriver now. That might come in handy. It was a card shop. Oh no. I say oh no because that's what's happened to a lot of the card shops around here. No news is good news. Sometimes. Cave of comestibles. Chilling, waiting to hear on a story being held. Should have been today, will probably be tomorrow. Well, best of luck. Hope all goes well. I keep trying to walk through the doors without opening them first. Actually, I'm gonna... Dazzle Magazine and Grass Weekly. Fabulous. Sax Scandal. Hey, love a good pun. Timid fish. That is a very timid looking fish.
That fish looks paranoid.
Or paranoid, yeah, that works too. Okay. Now we're going to commit some creative thievery. Okay. What have we got? We've got a carpet. We've got Frank in the box. Fruit croppers. Large glider.
I need something with a long handle to cut it down. Okay, I have them. I don't, however, have enough money to purchase them. I've nothing to chop.
Oh. Can I pick that one up?
Got one.
Got a glider.
I should pay for it, really, but I
Got a
can't
puppy?
at the moment.
Bye, puppy.
It works, but I think I'll need several dogs out there.
Well,
Got one.
if he needs several, you know what that means.
I should pay for it, really, but I can't at the moment.
We'll do it again.
It works, but I think I'll need several dogs out there.
So we're just going to keep doing this until there's no puppies left.
Got one.
Which is going to be a little tedious, I'm afraid, and I'm sorry about that.
I should pay for it, really, but I can't at the moment.
But hopefully we'll be done soon. I can try and skip the cutscene if people want me to. Oh, no, we're good. I only had to do it 3 times. Beautiful. No gliders left. No puppies left. I'm gonna go... Oh no, I'm not gonna go that way. The totem pole's in the way. Can I reach it from here? Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna try and steal the things, the big fruit croppers. Is that what they called them? Yeah, fruit croppers. Because the puppy's out in the hallway, just yapping away. Disclaimer, this won't work in real life. For a few reasons. Urge to pinch a Rubik's Cube is strong, but... Right. I think we have pilfered everything we can pilfer from here. Hi, puppies. Yep, yep. Where are... There they are.
Okay, I have them at last.
Just gonna leave the puppies here for now.
I think they lead deeper into the mall.
Okay, let's not go too far into the mall just yet. That's an elevator. What have we got here? Sheer heaven, ladies' barbers. There be toys. I hadn't even seen that before. Fab. Okay. Let's go in here. We've not been in here yet. Oh wow, he's cheerful. Due to governmental pressure, we are no longer able to stock our usual product lines. Uh-oh. Do not touch the speakers. Fishy on a dishy. New from Edible Aquatics. It's an interesting look. It is, yes. Captain Cod Pieces, fish fingers. $1 for 20. And there's Captain Codpiece. Oh my god, he's actually got a codpiece on. Fabulous. And he's so pleased with himself. Sorry, all our usual products are now discontinued. However, we now stock a great new range of... quotes. Food. The quotes make that very ominous. Frozen... food.
This is sea munchies. Things from the ocean. Lovely cod, lovely fish. Yummy.
Oh dear. Let's talk to the very smiley person.
You always find these lying around. Who's supposed to gather them up? Hey, what's up, my lardy pal?
I hate this place. I'd rather be anywhere else in the whole big wide world than right here, right now.
That's
Why don't
fair.
you take a break.
I can't. I'll get fired. I hate my job.
Oh, mate.
Why don't you try for a job elsewhere? You should have no trouble in today's thriving labor market.
Can't do nothing properly. I'm just a walking waste of water.
Oh, I'm
Why
sure that's
can't
not
you
true.
do this simple job right.
Oh. Poor Ray. Okay. Just gonna steal some more shit. Ray's having a tough day. Yes, he is, and we're gonna be nice to him. 'Cause he's stuck there, bless him. And I think we've all been there at one point or another. Some of us, unfortunately, may still be there. Stuck in a job that we don't enjoy. It's not a nice feeling. And to those of you that are in that place, like dear Ray here, I hope you find your way out of it soon. I really do. But yeah, that's rough. Poor guy. I want to pat him, but I can't, so I'm just gonna like poke him with the pointer. There we go. That is my version of a reassuring pat. Right. Let's go talk to Brian. Now we've committed a couple of acts of thievery. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hello again, Kent.
Bry!
I wish you'd get on with the job and stop pestering me.
Could I just...
Oh, okay.
See
Did
you
he give
later,
me a
Brian.
CD last time?
Brian to you, Kenty. Alright. Ciao.
We should have got a CD off of him and haven't. That's an issue.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that this is the best music selection I've ever seen.
Can I pick one up?
Which one? There are so many.
I guess not.
I'm sure Brian won't mind if I borrow this for a
There we
minute.
go. I'll just take it. We're doing a lot of taking things today. Oh, actually, he's got a hi-fi system out back, doesn't he? That'll do the job. So those yapping puppies are supposed to yap whenever you clap. And we're too lazy to keep clapping to make the puppies yap.
There's no sound. I wonder why. Aha! That should do the trick. Ouch! Pain! But I need to leave it on to make those stupid yappy puppies strut their stuff.
There we go. That Norm best not hurt that dog or I'll be very angry. Not that he's going to have time to think about it, because we're about to go and commit arson. Where are my matches? There. In fact...
The base of the waffle is the best place. Hang on a minute. Hey, Norm! Never mind that pack of wild animals. Come and attend to this raging inferno. Pronto!
I like the fact that we've just started a fire with a book about starting fires. Guilty of arson around! Hey.
Crackers. Crackers and asthma? I wonder if it's a secret stash of Brian's records. Crackers and asthma? Isn't that Brian's group?
No, it's a fire extinguisher full of yellow paint, Cyborg.
heavy. It just doesn't want to open.
Oh, okay then. It's a bit dark in here. Can we leave?
Get real. I can't get up there.
Okay, so if we...
If I could see better, I might be able to find a way to open them.
Do we still have matches?
If I strike a match, I might be able to see a way out of here.
There we go.
Ah, light. Yeah. Those crates are full of firecrackers!
Ruh-roh! Bonus arson.
Citizen, I want an explanation from you.
I can't explain. Don't send me back to the blue...
Where did you get that firefighting equipment? Ever since I used it, I feel, well,
We got out. We did. Could say he had a blast. Hey.
What the hell is that with you? By Saul's eyes, it's a Norm Trooper!
This is Norm 2782. He got injured when the waffle got painted. I reckon you guys would be able to help him. He's injured and confused.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We don't normally like to have anything to do with his sort.
Now go and complete the rest of your tasks.
Hi, Die.
I met Brian. He's a bit weird. Not really
I don't know
very
what
helpful.
the point of the fart noises is, but
I guess it's the artistic temperament or something. He tends to resent new members. That's why
of
we
the
only
time, I
have,
guess.
3 to be exact.
You plan to undermine the current power base with 3 people?
Well, we'll have
How goes the
4
Surfer
if
Revolution?
we
It goes well.
have.
We've committed arson.
So hurry, and the revolution could be
Once
happening
intentionally
tomorrow.
and then once accidentally.
Tomorrow, right. Presuming, of course, that it's not
It's the
Wash Day or
90s, yeah,
Brian doesn't
exactly.
have a gig or something.
Brian doesn't actually do anything.
Could be the
He's more
space
of a
opera on the right. Yeah, it
spiritual
could be.
member of the group. He guides us with his thoughts and music.
Yeah, thoughts and music.
Sheesh.
We've converted one of the Fash.
Can you tell me about that note now? You went gaga when I showed you that, and you said, so it might be true, like someone in a tragic fantasy film.
Well, I can't really tell you at the moment. Finish your tasks and I will tell you.
Tell you.
Okay, I'll try.
The valves on those weren't perfect. Very true.
Have you any idea what these are? I found lots today. They all seem to be hidden inside furniture.
I've seen little crushed up parts similar to these in the trash thrown out of the furniture plant.
So you have an idea then?
Not right now, but leave it with me and I'll try to work out what it does. I have my suspicions already.
So I'll just go and carry on the struggle then.
Bye, Kent. Good luck. We'll just hold the fort here for a while.
It's a very 90s workout outfit. It is, isn't it?
Well, I'm
It
glad
feels
you won.
very Mr. Motivator video. Oh, the 90s. What a time. Okay, so it's time for us to hijack the airwaves. What could possibly go wrong this time? Okay. Would you believe we're about halfway through? Maybe a little less? Christ, I remember Mr. Motivator. Yeah, we used his workout videos in school PE classes. Oh, Ash, thank you very much for the treat for me. It shall be... a lemon and blackcurrant gummy worm. Thank you very much. I'm gonna eat that now. Please excuse the eating noises. Nom. No, WASD won't work again. Come on, brain. You can do this. Yep. That is literally just a turd on the floor.
I got it. It's messy stuff.
Please tell me we don't have to pick up the turd. And there's a satellite dish. Worth noting all this stuff, I'm sure.
Don't try this at home.
Oh
kids.
no. What we're playing, the user interface is weird as heck. This is Gremlin Interactive's 1996 Normality. It is the first point-and-click adventure game I ever played. You are Kent, who is this lovely fellow here. Also, this lovely fellow here. And you are essentially a freedom fighter in a They Live style 1984-esque fascist dictatorship. You are trying to free the world from the fash. This is being emulated through DOSBox. The view that you've got of it is twice the size of the view that I've got of it. What used to be Gremlin graphics back in the 80s, indeed.
You! What are you doing?
I need to get into the building. I have an
I don't recognise your facial furniture, boy. And I don't see a badge.
Well, I'm new and I don't have a badge. But I have a very important...
If I had a brick for every time I heard that, I'd be able to build a wall so high I wouldn't have to talk to your sort. Leave
Wow.
while you still can.
Please let me in. Yeah, he's an absolute delight. Okay. So this is a part of the game that I've never actually played. Can we shoot this fucker? We do not have a gun. We do have a turd in our pocket though, so we could throw that at
I
him.
already do.
So I am gonna start checking the guide more regularly if I'm not sure about things, and I'm glad that I did. Because I never would have thought to need to go back to my apartment for anything. And yet, here we are. Oh! That's new. Oh no! Dai is now a wanted man. He has been discovered. A smelly pocket surprise indeed, Cyborg. That is exactly what we have. Our apartment's this way.
I can't get into it.
Oh. Like a tool?
I can't get into it.
How do I go back to my apartment then? The chaotic evil version of pocket sand. That's a good way to describe it. I like that. Can we open it?
It just doesn't want to open.
No. I can't jump, can I? Just checking my controls. Nope. No jump button. Oh, we can run. Of course it takes me half the damn game to figure that out. Can I go through? Oh.
The gateway to my home. What am I waiting for? You can't even go to the smallest room in this city without a camera taking a look.
That's a big bloody camera.
What, from here? Get real! It doesn't appear to be locked from this side. Convenient. It's good to be home again.
The noises in here make me nervous. Yeah, so I never would have thought to do what I'm about to do, but the guide says this is what we need to do.
I don't have anything to use it with.
Let's try that again.
I don't have anything to use
No?
it with.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh! Ah, okay. There are two ways to get the rat out of the washing machine. You can use the harpoon out of the bathtub like we did.
A great work of art. It really cheers the place up.
Or you can use the screwdriver that I picked up in the mall. Didn't know that. You learn something new every day. But we did just get an interesting view of the front of our apartment where there is just a camera watching our every move. Horrifying thought. I forgot we'd even got the rat in our pocket as well. My guess is that we...
I bought you a gift to make up for all the aggravation I caused earlier.
Why, cheers, son.
present him with a rat.
Nice to know that a surly, unpersonable, and downright rude attitude is appreciated by the younger generation. Thank you.
I bring you rat.
I love success. It can transform a mediocre day into a golden-edged memory to pass on to subsequent generations.
I mean, you're not wrong. Just imagine Kent with his great-grandchildren telling them the story of how he scared the doorman away with a rat. I'm guessing these are probably faces of the developers.
It's so badly made, I haven't a clue who it is.
Ooh, that one's definitely somebody important at Gremlin. There's no way that that's not a little joke about one of the Gremlin staff. I've been hanging out with Snipe too much. I looked at that and went, is that Pedro Pascal? Okay, so we've got a door there. We've got some TVs there. There's somebody in that office there. I'm wondering if there is a crouch button, because I feel like I'm crouched. Or I'm just really short. There isn't a crouch button. I'm just really short. Fire door. Blocked by a potted plant. Health and safety would have a field day with that. There was something here. Interesting. Another fire door. Authorized personnel. Control room. Oh, I can imagine Cyborg. Another authorized personnel door. Another studio door. And another authorized personnel door. Okay. So this is what we're working with. Fabulous. Good to know. Obviously we need to get into one of the studios so that we can hijack the broadcast, but there'll be things that we need to do before that, more than likely. Probably talking to a few people as well. Right, let's see who we can talk to. And let's always remember that we've got a couple of bits in our inventory that we can use to get ourselves out of difficult situations.
I bet there's some juicy information in here. Maybe I can find the phone number of Miss Lovely here.
The plug sockets are a dead giveaway. This was made in the UK. Yeah.
Beat it, kid. I'm far too important to talk to you.
Well. Rude. Hi.
Excuse me for interrupting. Who are you?
What's it to you? Go away, I'm working and far too clever to waste time talking to you.
Why is everyone here so rude?
What are you doing?
Well, what does it look like? I'm mending this computer. What of it?
Nothing, I guess.
Excuse me, sir. I don't think you're doing what you say you're doing. It's Ray Romano. To sound a bit like Ray Romano.
You're not much help, are you?
That's not my job. Now leave me alone.
Your tech support, it's literally your job to be helpful. Sure, it's mostly aimed at, tech, but... Ah! You're dirty now.
What do you think you're doing, bozo? Well, you dirtied it, you clean it!
Alright.
Looks like this guy just took a bullet. I'll throw it and keep the badge.
Aha! And now we have ID. And you know the best thing about having just stolen a tech support guy's ID badge? They let tech support everywhere. This is now officially a penetration testing game. I am in my element.
Boring. Computers are boring, boring, boring.
I am no longer in my element. Kent, you've ruined my day. Did you just smear him with the turd? I thought about it, but no, I went with the lump of dirt instead. It was just mud. But I was very tempted to throw the turd at him for being rude to me. Okay. Let's go in here. Because there's somebody in here as well. Don't talk to the door, it won't help.
Excuse me.
Can I help you?
Can I ask if you want to go out when this game is over?
Oh, for goodness
My boyfriend
sakes.
won't like that.
Forget about him. I'm more fun to be with.
My 7 feet tall bodybuilding boyfriend won't agree.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Never mind, it was just a thought.
Steady now, Kent. She said no the first time.
Can I speak with Mr. Johnson, please?
You have an appointment?
No, but I do have a very important videotape.
Wait a minute. Mr. Johnson, sir?
Yes?
There's a man to see you, sir.
Well, send him over.
You can see him now.
Thanks. Thanks for your
Bye.
help.
That's what I'm here for.
A poodle wearing blue sunglasses.
Neat.
Excuse me, Mr. Johnson. I don't want to take up much of your time, but...
Now, what do you want? I'm extremely busy right now. Speak up. Don't take all day.
Well, I have this video that I've been told has to be played today.
What is it? Who sent you?
Awesome, Hans.
I don't know what...
Are you enjoying it?
Orders came from Mr. Nistelux himself.
All right. Well, I'm too busy right now. Take it to the studio. Here, you'll need this card.
Thank you, sir.
Be gone. I'm very busy.
Yay! Busy people not paying attention to what they're doing. Wonderful. So yeah, if you want to break into a place, Masquerader's IT. Conduct yourself with the right amount of authority. Or the right amount of ambivalence. And in a badly run organisation, you will have the keys to the kingdom. Well, that cigar won't smoke itself. Indeed.
Open sesame!
Ta-da! See? Easy peasy. Control desk? No.
Whoa! All these gadgets and widgets and buttons and stuff.
Clipboards also help. They do. They surprisingly do. Like, if you see somebody with, like, wearing a suit, dressed very, very respectably, holding a clipboard with, like, a visitor pass or something like that on, you tend to take them fairly seriously. Ah, we want these ones, don't we?
Okay.
There we go.
Hello there.
High-vis jacket, yeah. Okay.
This baby works through software control.
Of course it does. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just gonna check the guide for this. Oh, shit, of course. That was something that we picked up from the IT guy that we smeared dirt on.
And that's coming on the 5th of the month. Over to Barbara.
And now we have a very important
Oh my
video
god, those
of the
teeth.
latest best-selling single by Brian Deluge.
If it had just been password cipher, I would have rioted. Protect your children. There is rock and roll. When your trousers are so tight, your legs look like they're separate parts. Batman was right.
Not exactly all, Heather. I was kinda happy with the progress we were making.
But we weren't making any progress, Brian.
Things weren't so bad. I've sold a few copies of Zen Throb. The message is already out there. I think we should wait for the groundswell before we further expose group safety.
Oh, I've had that happen before as well, Hans. If you're just wearing the wrong coloured shirt when you go into a shop, people will assume that you work there, and they'll start asking you questions.
How do you feel?
Ah, the dangers of rock and roll. Yes, fair. Want to go home.
I feel fine about that, Brian. It gives me some purpose to my life.
Cool. Welcome aboard.
Yay.
So is there any news on the gizmos from the factory? What do you reckon they do?
As yet, I have made limited progress. I have a hunch that they might be something to do with people's behavior patterns, but I can't quite pin it down.
Do you think you might discover their secret soon? It seems a little sinister that no one knows exactly what they do.
Well, we think that we might know where a man is who could help us out with this problem. Your note was a clue.
Okay, we are now officially
Yeah, the note.
halfway through the
Who's that
game.
from?
It's from Saul, not quite dead twin brother of...
Oh shoot, I did. I'm so sorry, Grox.
And somehow he knows about our group.
I don't know why I did that. I mean, I've not got my glasses on, which doesn't help. But, yeah, sorry about that. I think I got into the just catching the colours of names mode, and you two have the same colour name.
So what do we do next?
The next thing you do is infiltrate the ordinary outpost and liberate Saul. His knowledge would be invaluable at this time.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the conversation here. Once this is done, then we are actually at the halfway mark, because the next bit is part 5 of 10. And then I'll finish it up next week. You're both great though, Grox. Hello, Duke. How you doing? Yes, indeed. Normality. The first point-and-click adventure game I ever played. It's a teeny tiny bean. When I was still in single digits. Get you a shout out.
Hello there.
Not at all, Duke. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Could I just...
It makes more sense for you to do it on your own, Kent. You stand more chance of succeeding. It's bound to work because it's exactly what the norms least expect.
Dead right.
Oh,
You
bless
expect me
you.
to pull it off alone?
You're such a
Guy will
sweetheart.
wait for you on the roof in one of his cradles. He will bring you safely down to Earth.
One of his cradles. Just cradles all over the city.
They'll finger me as soon as I walk in. I'll be lobotomized before you can say scalpel.
No, I have made a few alterations to Norm 2782's uniform. It will be a perfect disguise. When you leave, you must wear it.
Why is this Saul guy so important? I know he's Paul's twin brother and stuff, but if he's been locked up for the 30 years since the Great Shakeup, he's gonna be whacked out of his brain.
His note says different. Kent, we must free him. You are just the, man for the job.
It's kinda looking that way, I must admit. How's that Norm shaping up? He wasn't in great shape last time I saw him.
He has a piece of fire extinguisher lodged in his head, Kent. Although his condition is serious, he is in surprisingly high spirits.
That might be our fault.
Must be hard men indeed.
Okay, as much as I think this is crazy, I'll do it. I've nothing to lose anyhow.
Your name will be legend. Good luck, Kent. Free Saul. Work your way to the roof of the ordinary outpost. Di will be waiting for you there in one of his cradles.
Okay. I think that's where we're going to leave it for this week. And that's worked out about the same amount of time it would normally, considering how late I started. I think. Actually, no, longer. By an hour. I'm bad at time. Okay. Can I save?
Goodbye.
Is there a save button?
Get nice.
There
and
is.
moist
Oh,
for
thank
me,
fuck, I
won't
found
you?
the save button. There we go. So now if I press F10, there's the hobby stream save. Cool, 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 cool. We're all good. It's working. It's working. Phew. Terrified that it wouldn't work and then I'd have to start all over again next week. Not that I'd mind, but, you know. Okay. Let's shuffle on over to the ending soon screen. Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming along today. It's been wonderful to have you here and to share a little piece of my history with you as well. And I'm looking forward to finishing it next week. There is a giveaway active on the stream. Can't remember what I set it up for. Let's find out.
Goodbye.
That's it. Card City Nights 2. So if anybody wants to enter the giveaway for a copy of Card City Nights 2, now is your last chance before I end it. You are all most welcome. Genuinely, it's been wonderful to have you here. The jokes have been great. The chat's been great. I've had a lot of fun. We have one entry to win a copy of Card City Nights 2. If anybody else wants to give Cypher a run for their money, now is your last chance. I'll give you to the count of 5. Or count down from 5. I always get that wrong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a little tiny bit for the lag while I thank Hans for the Godzilla sound. The giveaway is closed. And by default, as the only entrant, congratulations, Cypher, you've won. I'll send you the code in a little bit. Now, let's find someone to send the party over to. Oh, I know who we're raiding this Sunday. We're gonna raid SK the Dom fan. It's a absolutely lovely bean, plays a lot of horror games, and is also a massive DuckTales fan, so you can see why we get on. SK is a great bean. If you're not already following him, you really should. Right. I will be back on Wednesday. Not sure what with yet. Oh no, we've still got Seasons After Fall to finish, so I'll be doing Seasons After Fall on Wednesday. Yeah. So I hope to see you all then. And if I don't, until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands. And have a great week, everyone. And please, please stay hydrated. That weather is killer. Now, have a great rest of your Sunday and a brilliant week to come. Bye-bye, everybody.